We are going to go for a run and the first listen to Shortly After Takeoff by BC Camplight. A lot of you have requested this album. A lot of you have said this is the kind of thing you're going to love. Let's go for it. Okay. And the watch is on, the music's on, and we're off, come on! Oh, that Western style guitar! It's got this feel of kind of like last week on BC Camplight, and it feels like I'm picking up the threads of a story already. Ah, this sunlight on my face is amazing. What an opening line. I thought about Buckfast and outer space. I've drunk Buckfast. That's a hard going drink. I'm instantly connecting to this because I love reading stuff by Michio Kaku, Carlo Rovelli. I used to get so freaked out. I would drink. You just had these chords like da-na-na-na-na-na, and then they were followed up with a bell, and you're like, that's cool. And then you expected it to happen the second time and it didn't. And we're straight back into the next verse. Ah, this is awesome. That line, I only drink when I'm drunk. I get it, I understand that, because when I used to decide I was about to drink, I'd feel drunk before I'd even taken the first sip. It was as if your trajectory had already been set. Oh, this is awesome! Yeah, I'm loving it! Oh, fuck. Fucking hell, I'm soaking. You get this question. Are you made better when you go through a black hole? And just the song has just opened up. You got beautiful vocals in the background. And these thundering guitars. It's cold this morning. Oh. Oh, wow. So what's happened there was like a little stand-up comedy skit, and he's got the crowd on his side, they're laughing. He drops a line that he realises it's because he's mentally ill. He's got a mental illness, and the crowd just go quiet. This album is starting kind of midway through a story. That skit of the stand-up comedy only heightens that, because he says something about when he made the first half of this album, and that's on the second song. Woo! His lyrics are amazing. A caterpillar there, I think it looked like Pavarotti, smiled like Rachel Riley. I'm definitely feeling this bleeding in of the dream world into the real world. This is absolutely beautiful, the singing, the lyrics. Yeah, it's got this dark chorus. Whoa, shit! So on the second song, what you've got is a really beautiful verse with, it sounds like harps, strings, really gentle singing, and then when the chorus comes in, you've just got these really dark, menacing strings. Absolutely phenomenal. So nice to run to as well. Slide on you. Come on! Oh, watch these. I always fall over these. See? We've had a key change in the key of dread. The dread and anxiety has gone up a level, and I'm dancing through the woods. I know you can't hear this song, but that sunlight there, that's what the backing vocals sound like. Oh, again, amazing mix of beautiful verses. And just something dark and so cool. This song's called Back to Work, and just the verse, it's kind of got those diminished shadow finger chord feel of like a George Harrison song, like Beware of Darkness. So far this album has really got a taste of the inevitable about it, and the title Just After Takeoff, you know, that's when I feel most at edge on a flight. And I guess people say that's the most dangerous part of a flight, when you're not quite cruising, you're not comfortable, and your trajectory is already set. If our plane is going to crash, it's already decided before takeoff. And the fact that he's watching Die Hard 2 over and over, is he trying to, I don't know, change the inevitable outcomes? Is that what this is about? It's just some real beautiful moments in here. Moments that would just be standout lines in short stories, where he's correcting his mother there on his age. His mum says he's 40 and he's like, by the way, I'm 41. It just speaks volumes. I feel like I'm running uphill all the way here. Oh, what a groove! This is so funky. It started off, it reminded me of John Lennon or whoever shouts, I got blisters on my fingers at the end of Helter Skelter. And you just got this really elasticy, wokey bass line. It's so funky. This is really like my favourite kind of music. You've got, it's just really funky. And you got these instruments playing off each other in the gaps. And the chorus, I think you're saying, is this a cemetery lifestyle? Oh wow, honestly, I think this is my favourite song of the year. I haven't heard anything quite as playful and magical as this in a while. This is incredible. Thanks, Kate. Bam, bam, yeah! Bam, bam! Come on, Jim. Let's keep working those legs. This one's called I Want to Be in the Mafia, and it's just beautiful. And I kind of, the story I'm picking up on is that he wants to achieve love by being a terrifying person. I don't know. The ways to find love is to connect, and then he's saying, I want to be in the mafia. Yeah, I think he's saying his mind is that way, his soul is over there somewhere, and he's in between. Oh yes! We got a few references to him like listening to music, watching films, and how that makes him feel or perceive the world. I find that really interesting. And that idea that kind of thoughts being manipulated by the media, what we watch, what we listen to, really ties into something I'm thinking about while I'm running to this album. Could we compress the collective psyche and create some kind of mental black hole that we get sucked into, which would lead to depression, fear? I don't know. Is that what this is touching on? I'm loving this. Whereas earlier on in the album, the sense of dread was painted with the music, now it's almost being replaced by the lyrics. So you had that song, I Want to Be in the Mafia, which musically was beautiful all the way through, but you had that really unsettling line about wanting to be in the mafia. Now on this one, Shortly After Takeoff, is, again, it's beautiful, but that line about what, like, suggesting we've just taken off, if we are doomed, our trajectory is already set, it's already decided, there's nothing we can do about it, no matter how many times we watch Die Hard 2. I want to talk about the music for a bit as well, because there's something in the chords, whether on the guitar or the piano. To me, they don't sound like normal major chords or minor chords. Like I said, there's something George Harrison about them. They're quite diminished, and that to me gives the impression that they've travelled quite far from the place of origin. Those chords and the music itself has had a chance to dissipate, to spread out a bit, and that really, again, goes in with the feeling of this album that it seems to start halfway through a story. The second half of the album is much more down-tempo, it's much more melodic, and it just goes to show that you don't need something that's absolutely pounding to run well. I'm really caught up in this world. That's taking my mind off the effort of running. I'm running fast and relaxed, which really is a beautiful way to run. This is amazing. What a lovely morning for running. I am so happy today. But of course I realise how crazy that is to say, that I'm feeling happy listening to this music and running, when it's obviously about depression, it's about people struggling with their mental health, but it's just something about the way it's all put together. It just gives me hope. It gives me hope in the power of art more than anything. We got 5 minutes left. This song's a bit more upbeat than the opening lyric. I've had my indicator on since leaving crew. Let's see how fast I can run while laughing. Oh, this is such a lovely ending to the album. I really want to try an apple off that tree. 8.5 kilometers done. 33 minutes, hang on. What a run. That, like, as if the weather wasn't enough of a surprise. The music totally caught me by surprise there. I loved that, and just something I was trying to talk about while I was running, but it would have taken too long to get out while my lungs were freezing cold. There's something in there that reminds me of a book I just read called When We Cease to Understand the World, and it talks about Schwarzschild and how he basically discovered the black hole. He proved it mathematically, and he didn't want to believe it because he believed that a black hole was something which could not be avoided. It was at the beginning of time, it would be at the end of time. And he started thinking about, if you could compress matter to create a monster like that, could you also compress the human psyche? And just that idea that so much of those songs started with him watching something like a movie or listening to music, and that kind of seemed to influence the way he was thinking or feeling. And it just made me think that could we all be compressed because of the crappy art we're exposed to? Could we all be compressed, so our minds create this black hole, and that leads to dread, depression? I don't know, it was just amazing, this one. And I just love that idea that you just seem to pick up the album halfway through it, almost as if you are just dipping into that world just after Takeoff, and you've got this sense of unease as the dream world mixes with the real world. That was absolutely incredible. I'm going to put it all together, put it online. What a run. Feeling great, and just that art, the amount of art in that album, musically, lyrically, even though he's talking about dark topics, it just makes you feel really good. Right, have a good day, see you later.